Hi, Mary. It's so nice to have you on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you
I'm doing wonderfully great too. And thank
for
you.
having
Yeah, beautiful. And thank you for being here too. You see, Mary, oftentimes I love to thank my guests for two things, two main things. Firstly, Mary, I want to thank you for investing in yourself. You see, you are on this show right now because you invested in yourself. And oftentimes I love to make reference to the amazing mango tree. You see, Mary, I was on that particular road that day, and there's this mango tree by the roadside, and it didn't really catch my attention. Why? Because it's got no fruit on it. And I just walked past it and went my way. But you see, just recently, I was on that same road again, and this time around, I sighted the mango tree from afar, and I got the urge to move closer, just to take a good look. Then when I got closer, oh man, I was wowed. You know why? Because now the mango tree's got a lot of mangoes on it. It looks so beautiful and attractive, and you see, it caught my attention pretty good. The point is, the fact that you dedicated your time, energy, and resources to becoming who you are today caught my attention pretty good. You see, I just couldn't take my eyes off the amazing things I was reading about you. And that's why you got the message from me. Please, can you come to the show? So I want to thank you very much for, improving yourself. And secondly, Mary, thank you for honoring the invite. I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Really.
Beautiful. Okay, let's get started. I am quite excited to have Mary on the show today for some reasons. Firstly, my interest in knowledge seeking. Mary say, I believe in order to transition from a terrible situation to a beautiful one, I believe it takes the application of knowledge, not just knowledge, but knowledge application. And that's why you see many folks got this $1 billion knowledge and yet they're still poor, stuck, broken, ugly. Why? Because they refuse to apply the knowledge. So I believe to get out of whatever terrible situation, one needs the application of knowledge. And ever since I discovered that light in the Hebrew means knowledge and darkness means ignorance, I've been so keen to knowledge seeking because I don't want to remain in the dark. So that's going to make our conversation today very important to me and even to the listeners. Now, the listeners, hmm, they are the second reason why I'm excited to have Mary on the show. You know, Mary, we live in an age where information is as abundant as grains of sand. We've got a lot of information out there. How to do this, how to do that. So these folks trust me for quality information. And that's why when I came across your profile, I was excited because I believe our conversation is going to be insightful and impactful. So for that reason, Mary, let's get started with your introduction. Talk to us about your personal or professional journey. You know, we're just so curious. We want to know how you got here. Then afterwards, I've gotten some beautiful questions for you. Okay, Mary, over to you.
So, wow, I love that analogy of the mango tree. I'm going to take that. I love it so much.
Yeah, thank you.
My journey in entrepreneurship actually started in 2005, and it's been a very, very long journey. Like literally, I'm nearly in the 20-year mark of, being an entrepreneur. And I can tell you that it has had more lows than highs. And so one would say to themselves, what keeps you going? And I think exactly what you just said, it's the knowledge, because you can consume knowledge, but if it's not applied and experienced, it's just knowledge, right? So I think that my whole entrepreneurial journey can be described like that. I started off in 2005. I left my corporate multinational job, earning nearly $400,000 a year in a VP role, and I to start my tech startup. So I started my first tech startup in 2005, my second startup in 2006, and I sold my second startup in 2012, January 2012, and I went on this 12-month sabbatical of, at that point, I hit rock bottom because I was running a software company for 7 years, and I was just so overwhelmed with stress and anxiety. And I thought that being an entrepreneur, that hustling was the way to become successful. And I didn't realize that that actually is the biggest lie that we've been sold. So in 2012, I sold my second tech startup. I took a 12-month sabbatical and I got myself amazing mentors. And I can tell you categorically that that's really where I started my inner journey that has really helped me become the person that I am today. And in 2015, I decided that God has gifted me some very, specific gifts that I can bring those gifts into the world and help other people package their knowledge, their wisdom, their skills into a solution so that they can go and serve, an individual or a business. And I started my coaching business in 2015. It's evolved exponentially. It hasn't been a straight line. Where I started in 2015 is not where I am today. And I'm still evolving. Each year I'm always thinking, pushing the boundaries, pushing the envelope. What can I do better? But it's not what I can do better. What it is am I one step closer to my truest purpose, my truest mission, my truest assignment? And every day, I have my relationship with the divine and I'm constantly pushing the envelope. What am I supposed to be doing? Where do you want me to go next? And I think that, in entrepreneurship, you have to integrate a higher intelligence, to work with you, because what I know for sure is not the way. That is not the way. 100% not the way. I think we can integrate that, but it is not the way. It's not going to get you to our destination. So this is where I am today, 2024. I'm still in business. I'm still an entrepreneur. Nothing has changed. I think the only thing that's changed is that my wisdom has become a lot deeper. The clarity of how I see reality has become a lot clearer. My spirituality has become a lot deeper. I think they're the things that have changed about me, and thankfully so.
Amazing, Mary. You see, within 7 minutes, you have shared some amazing words so far. Insightful, valuable words. And that's a good one. And that part where you mentioned that hustle is not a way. And that's true. You're correct. You see, whatever job or work that you're doing that is draining your energy and killing you, I think one should have a second thought about it. And you have a point. And you see, you just made me really excited to more because you made use of, yeah, two of my favorite words. You mentioned gift and you mentioned help. And that's amazing what you're doing. You're helping others refine their knowledge and their solution so they can serve the world better. That's amazing, man. That's a good stuff to do because you see, there are folks out there who's got this amazing knowledge, idea, solution, but they need people like you to help them refine their solution so it can be presentable and so they can know how to go about it and serve the world with their solution. And many just give up along the way. I don't know what to do. I don't think they can appreciate what I'm doing. I don't think they can accept me and. So that's a good one that you're doing. And it's amazing and it's kind of sounding really somehow how you left your seven-figure company and started over. Wow. That must have been a great determination to seek after your purpose and fulfillment. Okay. So what was the first question? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What does being the spiritual entrepreneur mean to you? Just like you mentioned some minutes ago.
Absolutely. And I think that the older I get, the more comfortable I actually am with that terminology, spiritual entrepreneur, because I think that entrepreneurship and spirituality actually go hand in hand. And for me, this has been the path. It is, how do I actually step deeper into this soul, not the body? The body is the vessel, the body does things. But how do I actually get deeper into my soul? How do I co-create with the divine? How do I work with the unseen realm? How do I work with that energy? How do I hear what God is actually saying to me? How do I hold that space so that I can actually hear. And this for me has been a discipline. It's not something that I think that you just read 3 books and, oh, I'm spiritual. No, this is actually a discipline. This is something that I do all day, every day. And I'm very highly aware of it. So, and I'm very conscious of my thoughts. I'm very mindful of what I say. I'm very selective of where I spend my time. I set boundaries very easily. I don't like distractions. These are the things that I think that to become a spiritual entrepreneur, you have to be very comfortable with all of that. Like saying no to someone in your family is very, very difficult and confronting for a lot of people. But I've had to set those boundaries because our time is so limited on this earth. Like it really, really is when you really think about it. So, what do I do? Do I do things just to please other people to make them feel comfortable? Or do I actually say to myself, God has a really big assignment for me, and I have to put everything on hold that is of no value to me, that is distracting me from making one giant leap today. And I have to be comfortable to say no to those people. Even clients, if a client comes to me and I'm not aligned, it's no, because that I know that client will suck a lot of energy out of me. So it's the ability to say no, and feel comfortable in saying that. So spiritual entrepreneurship doesn't seek validation from the external world. I'm not searching for vanity metrics. I don't need my post to go viral. I don't need any of that to validate the assignment that I have been given to pursue in this world. And so an entrepreneurship is so special and so important for all of us to grasp, because inside entrepreneurship, it's not chasing how famous I can get, how much money I can get. I think we do that in our 20s, maybe even in our 30s. Once you reach 40 plus, that's not the driver anymore. There's another driver. And the older you get, the less that is important. Why? Because when you're pursuing your mission and your purpose, fame and money is the effect of that. You don't have to chase it. It will just come naturally, effortlessly. We have to actually understand that. And so for me, spiritual entrepreneurship has been the balance between my spiritual commitment and devotion to my spiritual intelligence, if you will, and also merging that with my natural gifts, my natural talents, the things that I can do with ease and grace. When I can merge those two together, I create a value system which becomes my currency. And I think that that's the key, to be able to meet halfway in the middle.
Man, Mary, I've got a clap for you first. Amazing. Beautiful. I love this. And the reason why I love this is because when I come in contact with someone that kind of have the same mindset with me, I feel really happy. And I feel like, okay, I'm not the only one now. We've got a lot of people out there too that way. Beautiful. You see, Mary, there was a time when I felt like, based on what the society has taught me, that, okay, in order to be successful daily, I've got to make a certain amount of money. And I went on with this belief for some time, for a long time, until God then opened my eyes and made me understand the difference between the understanding of the word success and the understanding of God's own success. And he then told me
Huh?
that whenever you do my will, my intent, and my desire daily, for that day, you've succeeded. When I got that, I said, oops, whoa, really? So each day now, I'm not concerned about making any certain amount as long as I am doing his will, his purpose, and his intent and his desire for the day. I have succeeded for that day. And just like you mentioned that we don't have to go about seeking money. Man, you sound like someone who's got the stuffs right there. You're getting it. That's the fact. You see, because I used to believe we have to hustle and struggle and get this money and do this, there's this term, chase the bag and, get all of these stuff and until when I realized the truth that everything God created, He has made arrangement for. Everything in it, He has made provision for. Look at the fish and the sea. Before He created them, He already made arrangement for their location and how beautiful they would be inside the river and the water. You see, amazing. I love this stuff you're saying. Amazing. And now I get the perspective, the spiritual entrepreneur. Okay, we have one more question. Okay, all right. So you mentioned currency earlier. So why do you say wisdom is the ultimate currency in business?
It is such an important word. And I think that we have abused it to such a degree because we have fallen into a belief system. From the day we start school, we have been told that we have to work hard to get good grades. Then you go to university, you have to work hard so that you can get a good job. Then you get a job, and then you have to work really hard to climb the corporate ladder. But here's the problem with that ideology. It's a societal construct. This is not how God has designed us to be. So this construct has made us believe that in life, that everything that you want is really, really hard. Okay. Now, in between your life journey and experiences, both professional and personal, you're going to collect a lot of knowledge, a lot of skill set, a lot of belief systems. You're going to collect a lot of things in your tool bag. Okay. Then when you look at that tool bag and you sift out the stuff that's of no value to you, what I call the lies, the societal construct, when you sieve that out, what are you left with? You're only left with experiences, good or bad. You're left with skill sets. You're left with knowledge. And when you merge those three things together, both professionally and personally, all these experiences, that is your wisdom. That is not a coincidence. That has been divinely orchestrated for you to have those 10 jobs, to have those 10 relationships, to go through this experience, to be bankrupt 5 times, blah, blah, blah. All these experiences that you've had. What we do as a human race, we make judgment on that. Oh my God, I'm a really bad person. I can't meet my soulmate. I've tried to start 3 businesses. I failed 10 times. I'm still in my corporate job. I can't. We make all these judgments on what we are not, rather than saying, what do we have? What do I have? What do I have in my hands that nobody can take away from me? Wisdom. Wisdom is the value exchange. This is what God says, that if you want to make money, you have to exchange value. What is value? Value is your wisdom that you have accumulated over years and years and years. It's in your bag. When you take out all the rubbish, the purity of what you have been given as a divine orchestration is the wisdom that you, and I call that your wisdom currency, because that wisdom currency is exchanged for another currency called money. And that's the balance of exchange.
Wow, amazing. That's a great one, and I got that. You see, I posted a quote yesterday on my Instagram, and I want to read it. I said, just to buttress what you just explained there. I said, the next time you face a challenge or tough time, remember it is a $1 billion opportunity in disguise. I said, if you overcome it, you would have invaluable insight to share with others who are struggling with the same issue. People who may be willing to pay anything to learn how you overcame it. And you just summarized that same thing. You know, you mentioned your experiences, knowledge, and skill. And you said that's what makes you unique in that your wisdom. And I feel like many people do not know the reason why they have our sort of experiences. Just like you mentioned, folks who have worked several jobs and all of these experiences now, it makes them unique. And I feel like many people do not know the reason why they have our sort of experiences. Just like you mentioned, folks who have worked several jobs and, and all of these experiences now, it makes them unique. And I feel like many people do not know the reason why they have our sort of experiences. Just like you mentioned, folks who have worked several jobs and, and all of these experiences now, They do not put it in practice, nor do they try to pick out the lessons from each one. So folks like that, when they get to listen to what you've said now, they would have a change of mind. Mary just spoke to me. I've got to talk to myself and make all of this stuff work. So thank you so very much, Mary. All right, to bring this to an end, Mary, what would you like to leave the audience with, like a final thought? And to those folks who would like to reach out to you, learn more about what you're doing, you see, now I see why they call you transformational coach. That's just who you are. You see, whoever it is that says, yeah, whoever it is that says he or she can transform others without God in it, I don't take them serious. I don't. And I listen to you speak now. I saw how much, yeah, I saw how many times you've mentioned and make reference to God. That just proved to me that you're who you truly say you are. So that's amazing. Yeah,
Elisha, I want to say in closing, I want to say something really important. And I hope that that one person walks away and this really changes them. Our mission as a soul, as a spirit in this incarnation, I don't think it is to get famous and to get rich. I believe that all of that is the effect of the great work that we do in this world. I think too many people are focused on getting famous on Instagram. Did my post go viral? How many views did I get? Everyone's too focused and too stressed out on that level of distraction, which is actually quite toxic and it's not real. That's not reality. For me, and I'm sharing this with everybody, my job is to honor your audience. My job is not to come on your podcast or to create content on social media and tell everyone how good I am. That's of no value to me. It's of no value to your audience as well. My job is to tell your audience exactly what I said tonight. You all have gifts. You all have talents. You all have an assignment. If we fall into the trap of the societal construct that keeps us distracted, you are very, very far away from God's assignment or actually knowing what God's assignment is for you and you only. Because every one of us is so important in this universe, it is not even a joke. So just because I'm not Elon Musk or Oprah Winfrey, that does not mean that I'm any lesser. My job and my assignment is not that. Whatever God has designed for me, it's up to me to dig as deep as I can and make that my mission in life, that I must find what my assignment is because that brings ease and grace in my life. So my job, your job, everyone else's job in our life is not to show up and say, look how good I am and how special I am. My job is to say, I see you, I honor you, and I know that what I have in me, you have in you too. The only difference is either you're in it or you're distracted. Which one is it? If you're distracted, you need to step out of distraction and go on the other path to find your assignment because it is there. And that's what I want to leave your audience with. And if anyone wants to get in touch with me, please follow me on social media at Mary Henderson Coaching. Go to my website, maryhendersoncoaching.com. You can book a 15-minute call with me if you're interested in working with me. So that's what I'd like to leave your audience with.
amazing. That's so powerful. So that's going to be the end of the show, Mary. Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing this amazing stuff with us. It means a whole lot. Thank you.
Thank you.